Hi, welcome back to Rabbit Recaps. At the start of the movie, a young woman named Marie is seen swimming in the ocean. But when the nuns notice her, they tell her to stop and try to prevent her from doing such things. Marie spends her days doing such activities the nuns consider useless, so they punish her. Marie is actually the daughter of the King of France, Louis. However, King Louis is a selfish man who didn't raise his daughter himself. Instead, he gave her to a priest, and since then, the nuns have taken care of her. Meanwhile, King Louis returns to France after winning a great war. During the victory celebration, an enemy's man shoots him. That moment, King Louis realizes that no matter how powerful he becomes, hate is still just a human, and like all humans, he will die one day. The king's physician tells him that to become immortal, he must capture a mermaid. He claims that with the mermaid's power, he can grant the king eternal life. King Louis sends his special fisherman Captain Yves to the ocean to catch a mermaid. Yes, successfully captures both a mermaid and a merman. But since they only need the mermaid, he releases the merman back into the sea. When King Louis hears the news, he is excited. However, his priest is not pleased. He sees this act as a terrible crime. The priest then suggests bringing the king's daughter, Marie, to the palace. King Louis agrees, and the priest goes to get her. When he arrives, he learns that Marie is a talented musician. Later, he brings her to the palace. It is Marie's first time seeing the grand palace, and she is both shocked and amazed by its beauty. Despite bringing her there, King Louis keeps Marie's true identity a secret. Instead of telling everyone that she is his daughter, the king asks the priest to keep it a secret and places her in a small room with a maid. As Marie explores the palace with her maid, people stare at her with suspicion. Some even laugh at her because she is a stranger in the palace, and no one knows why she is there. While wandering, Marie reaches a beautiful fountain and stops to observe it. Just then, King Louis arrives. Feeling nervous and confused, Marie accidentally falls into the water. Since she is his daughter, the king kindly covers her with his coat. Captain Yves arrives at the palace with the captured mermaid. King Louis, obsessed with the idea of becoming immortal, ignores the priest's warnings and only listens to the doctor. Later, when the king goes to see the mermaid, he realizes that she is in terrible condition. She looks frightened and confused. She refuses to eat and won't even come to the surface of the water. The doctor warns the king that the mermaid must stay alive until the solar eclipse. If she dies, their plan will fail, and they will never achieve what they want. King Louis threatens the doctor to take care of the mermaid or face severe consequences. Meanwhile, Marie is in her room practicing music when she suddenly hears a mysterious voice calling her. Curious, she follows the voice, which leads her to a hidden cave where the mermaid. When Marie arrives, the mermaid appears from the water and looks at her. Marie tries to speak to her, but before she can, Captain Yves arrives and becomes furious. He angrily asks Marie why she came there and tells her to stay away from the mermaid. Marie quickly explains that she did not come on her own. The mermaid called her by responding to the sound of her music. Yves is shocked to hear this. The next day, Marie plays the same music again. This time, King Louis hears it and enjoys it so much that he orders the priest to bring Marie to the palace hall immediately. When Marie is brought into the palace hall, King Louis also looks at her closely, but he still does not reveal that she is his daughter. Later, he begins to teach Marie how to dance. As he watches her, he suddenly sees the face of his wife in her. This realization shocks him, and he stops dancing. Meanwhile, Marie spends a lot of time with the mermaid. Because of this, the mermaid's health begins to improve. During this time, Marie and Captain Yves become good friends, and their bond grows stronger. However, the doctor notices this and starts planning his next move. One day, King Louis takes Marie to the same garden where he used to draw sketches of his wife, Marie's mother. Now, he is trying to understand his daughter better and spends more time with her. At the same time, a wealthy businessman from France visits the palace. The king helps him and gives him ownership of his father's property. During the announcement, the guest notices Marie, but she is looking at Yves. This makes the guest jealous. He dislikes the fact that Marie seems to like Yves because he also has feelings for her. That night, a conflict arises between the guest and Yves. Meanwhile, Marie returns to visit the mermaid. This time, she steps into the water and gently touches her. The mermaid also likes Marie and trusts her. Just then, Eve arrives and warns Marie not to do. Eve forcefully pulls. The next day, Marie and Eve go horseback riding in the forest. While racing, Marie falls off her horse and gets injured. Her arm is badly fractured. When the doctor examines her, he suggests amputating the arm. Marie is horrified and refuses. Seeing her, King Louis tells the doctor to wait until night before making a decision. That night, the mermaid calls for Eve and asks him to bring Marie to her. Eve understands her message and immediately takes Marie to the mermaid. He gently places Marie into the water. The mermaid begins to swim around Marie, using her magical powers to heal her. Miraculously, Marie's injury disappears completely. The next morning, everyone is shocked to see Marie fully recovered. She excitedly tells them what happened the previous night. Hearing this, the doctor becomes even more determined to kill the mermaid, as he now fully believes in her powers. However, he and the others lie to Marie, telling her that the mermaid was captured to heal sick people. Marie believes them and assumes they will release the mermaid once she has helped the sick. But later, Eve reveals the truth to her. The mermaid was never meant to help the people. She was captured only for the king's selfish desire to become immortal. As she and Eve talk, she asks him why he dislikes the guest so much. Eve reveals that the guest had once falsely accused him of theft and had him imprisoned. Then, Eve takes Marie to a beautiful spot, and they grow closer. Marie then tells him that her biggest wish is for the mermaid to be freed as soon as possible. Meanwhile, in the palace, King Louis calls the guest and reveals the truth. Marie is his daughter. He then offers Marie's hand in marriage to the guest. Since the guest already has feelings for Marie, he eagerly agrees. However, the priest advises the king to at least ask Marie for her opinion, but Louis refuses to consider her. He warns Louis that his selfishness might make him a great king, but it will never make him a good person. Meanwhile, Marie visits the mermaid again. This time, the mermaid lets Marie sit on her back, and they swim together. Marie enjoys the experience and feels a deep connection with the mermaid. When Marie returns, King Louis calls her to him. He finally reveals the truth. She is his daughter. He gives her a locket containing a picture of her mother and tells her that she looks just like her. He explains that her mother died while giving birth to her. Unable to raise her alone while also ruling the kingdom, he entrusted her to the priest. He says he had no choice. But then, Louis reveals his true reason for arranging Marie's marriage. He tells her that France is facing financial trouble. If she marries the guest, his wealth will become theirs, helping the kingdom. Marie is heartbroken. Furious and deeply hurt, she storms out of the room. But no matter how upset she is, King Louis remains selfish. Meanwhile, the priest, disgusted by the injustice towards the mermaid, decides to take action. He goes to the doctor and pleads with him to stop this. But the doctor refuses to listen and insults the priest. Marie tries to escape from her room, but King Louis has placed guards outside to keep an eye on her. Determined, she sneaks out through the window and goes to meet the mermaid. The mermaid shows Marie a vision of the past. In this vision, Marie sees how Eve had captured the mermaid and her family. At first, she is shocked, but then she notices something. Eve wasn't acting out of cruelty. He had been forced to do it. Deep in his heart, he was a good man. Meanwhile, the priest grows more worried as King Louis becomes obsessed with immortality. Seeing that the king refuses to listen to reason, the priest gives up and leaves his position. At the same time, Eve and his friend try to uncover the doctor's true plan. They know the mermaid is important to the king, but they don't understand what the doctor intends to do. When Eve finally discovers the truth that the doctor plans to kill the mermaid, he rushes to warn Marie. However, before he can reach her, the doctor catches him and locks him away. Later, when Marie returns to her room, she finds a message left by Eve. The message reveals everything. Furious, Marie storms off to confront her father. But King Louis has completely lost himself. He no longer cares about anyone or anything except his own immortality. His obsession has turned him into a selfish tyrant. Ignoring Marie's pleas, he orders her to prepare for her wedding. When Eve hears about Marie's upcoming marriage, he assumes she has agreed to it. Heartbroken, he decides to stop resisting and follow the king's orders. The priest secretly goes to Marie's room. Determined to help her escape, he hands her a bridal dress and says, "You must walk out wearing this. No one will suspect you." Following his plan, Marie disguises herself, avoiding the guards as the priest helps her. She runs as fast as she can, heading straight to the mermaid. But when she arrives, she is shocked to see Eve trying to pull the mermaid out of the water. She calls out to Eve. He turns to her in surprise. Murray continues, "We must free the mermaid. Later we will get married and live the life we dreamed of together." Hearing this, he orders his crew, "Get the ship ready." Then, he starts planning how to get the mermaid safely past the bridge and into open waters. The doctor arrives at the cave, furious. A fight breaks out between him and Eve. In the struggle, Eve is shot. Murray, determined to protect both Eve and the mermaid, fights back. She ties up the doctor with ropes, leaving him hanging upside down. She shouts to the mermaid, "Take Eve with you." The mermaid quickly carries the injured Eve away. Murray escapes on horseback. Meanwhile, back at the palace, King Louis waits for Marie's wedding to begin. But then, he receives the shocking news Marie has run away. Furious, he rushes out with his soldiers to find her. As the mermaid swims, she uses her powers to heal Eve, just as she had done for Marie before. He wakes up, fully recovered. At the same time, Marie reaches a high cliff overlooking the sea. Just as she prepares to jump, King Louis and his soldiers arrive. He rushes forward, trying to stop her. Marie looks down and sees Eve and the mermaid in the water below. Ready to escape, she turns to her father. "You have to choose your immortality or your daughter," she declares. "If you kill the mermaid, you lose me too." With that, Murray leaps off the cliff. The soldiers aim their weapons at the mermaid, ready to fire. But suddenly, the king hesitates. His conscience awakens. He raises his hand, signaling his men to stop. The mermaid, seeing it is safe, swims to Murray and heals her instantly. Murray and Eve board the ship, preparing to sail. Out in the open sea, Murray and Eve release the mermaid. Murray jumps into the water one last time, embracing her magical friend. The mermaid joyfully swims with her, showing her the beauty of the underwater world. As Murray rides on the mermaid's back, surrounded by the wonders of the sea, she smiles, filled with happiness and freedom. And with that, the movie ends on this beautiful, heartwarming moment.